Hey everybody, I'm Jelani, and this is
Brooks.
And this is our first video, so it's gonna be super jank. But welcome to Go Figure.
First appearance, collector's item.
That's right. Get it all together. We're gonna talk about action figures that we love, things that we like about the toy industry in general. We'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff, just a wide range of things. This is, like I said, our first foray. So, Brooks, what we're gonna do today, as far as we're gonna tell everybody else, why don't you tell everybody else what we're doing?
Well, I assume we're going to talk about some figures.
We're gonna talk about some figures today.
Maybe 5 of them that are at the top of our list.
Okay then.
Per se. That's what I was led to understand.
Yeah. We're gonna do our top five favorite figures that we own. Not ones that we won or anything like that. It's just gonna be stuff that we liked as kids and got now, or we liked as adults and we got now too. So I guess we'll start off with you, Brooks. I'm gonna hold the camera and we're gonna talk about your top 5 figures.
Boy.
Oh wow,
this is one of my favorites, boys.
Okay.
Godzilla, he's a guy that I've known about for a long time. I never watched the Godzilla movies as much when I was a kid, but Godzilla as a character was always he was known to everybody. But I never had a Godzilla figure until this one comes from the King of the Monsters, when the King of the Monsters movie came out.
Okay.
And it's I always said, if I'm going to get a Godzilla toy, I want it to be a big boy. I don't want it to I want it to light up. And he does.
Wow.
And he roars too, which is all,
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah. And also, it comes with this little old atomic breath thing. See if I can get the fucking thing. Sorry about that.
Right. Don't worry, we're only almost 3 minutes in. It's all
just edit it out.
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. Atomic breath time. That's right. Pushed it in good enough. Okay. There
you go.
Woo!
Woohoo! Freaking win.
I brought this figure as my kind of runner-up figure because she's generally riding on top of him.
Okay.
So this is Kay from the Dirty Pair series that Dark Horse put out back in the early 2000s. But she's missing some pieces. There used to be a little wire thing that would attach to her. She's missing her backpack too. I've had her a long time and she's been through a lot, so she's got a lot of chips and dents, but I still love her. And I have Yuri as well, but she I broke one of her arms. One of these days I need to find, if I can find these figures again out in the wild, I would definitely pick them up just so I could have more complete.
Oh yeah.
Less janked up versions of them, but still.
She was super sexy.
And if you watch our movie reviews, this boy is always in the background of my set, so
okay.
Keep an eye out.
Watching, not bad for a number 5.
Yep.
What's your number 4?
Number 4. This is a relatively pretty new one, but has a lot of memories. This is the new Motu Teal figure, and I have fond memories of the Masters of the Universe figure set because it reminds me of my grandmother who passed away a few years back. She used to always buy me all the Masters of the Universe figures I wanted. And Teal is probably the first female action figure that I actually liked as a kid, because when you're a kid, girls are icky and all that stupid shit.
They are, but they're fun toys for some reason.
Yeah, but, I love Teal. I think the snake armor. I love the snake armor on her, which is why I liked they did the Super 7 series where they made them more like the cartoon, but they didn't have the snake armor, which is disappointing. And she comes with her snake staff,
of course, and
her spike shield, so she can bash somebody's face in with a spike shield. And she's quite the gorgeous gal.
Yeah, she is, man. Because I never had her as a kid.
Yeah, I did. She was one of the few female figures I had as a kid. But yeah, it's my boo.
All right.
speaking of Naboo, I got
Number 3.
this one.
Nice.
This is a Figma. This is one of 2 Figmas I bought. It's the only Figma figure I've ever bought, like, in box. And it's, of course, Samus Aran from the Metroid series from Nintendo. But yeah, like, she's super posable. Like, you can do all kinds of stuff with her. But at some point, like, I dropped her. No, I didn't drop her, but, like, I had her on a shelf and she fell. So, like, one of her legs is kind of broken. So I don't want to, like, mess with her too much. But she's still pretty gorgeous. I love the way the armor has that metallic sheen to it. The arm cannon looks dope. One thing that always disappointed me about this figure, though, is that, you know, normally you would figure they'd have, like, you know, alternate heads. Like, I wanted this figure to have an alternate, you know, helmetless head, but it didn't, which was disappointing. It did have, like, blast effects, though, for the arm cannon, and it came with a good stand where you can, you know, plug it into the back and have her, like, doing all kinds of crazy shit. And it came with her in morph ball form, too, which was pretty cool.
Cool. I didn't know that. And I always thought she was a dude for, like, the longest time.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, when you're a kid, like, it's just you just see a dude running around in, like, an armor suit.
Right.
A little pixel dude.
That was not bad, man. Number 2.
And here we go. Oh, oh, oh. This dude, like, Sephiroth is probably one of the most iconic video game villains, I think, of all time. Like, Final Fantasy VII is a game that kind of, like, it changed the game, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, as a villain, Sephiroth was just, he just sticks in your head, you know? He's
a bad baddie.
He's a menacing dude, like, you know, throughout the whole game, like, he just curb stomps everybody who gets in his way, and he's nuts. And this was from the black, I can't remember what the series was called, but it was like they came in black boxes. They were the super nice, like, Final Fantasy series figures. I think this one might have been like it might have been a Kingdom Hearts series. But yeah, I love. He has the one blue wing there.
Yeah.
He has, of course, the famously oversized Masamune sword. And I found this little black marble, which I like to keep in his hand. So it looks like he's holding the black materia, and he's about to summon Meteor to destroy everything.
Yeah, that one clearly looks better than mine. I don't know that.
Like, right now he's a little dusty, but like a lot of my figures have that problem. But he still looks pretty good.
That means he's in a good spot.
I need to give a lot of my figures a little dusting, but you know.
Okay, come on.
And for the grand finale, this is my favoriteest boy right here.
He's a big boy.
Yes, it's the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Apocalypse, like the original one. Because back when they first started doing Build-A-Figures for Marvel Legends, they were actually big. They were like this. Like they did Galactus, and he was big. They did Sentinel, he was big. They did Apocalypse, and he's big.
That's right. And this one, it was like, they had like two of these. Like, it was a variant, wasn't it?
Really? There might have been. I don't
they have like a black version, and they have that gray version. I know I had one of the two, because I broke the leg on my Apocalypse. And X-23, I think, came with the body. And it had like the black piece that I use now. Mine is in my room. But
I remember there was a variant of X-23.
Yeah.
I had the purple one. So.
Yeah, I had both of them, the black and the purple. Yeah. Neither one of them can stand.
But the only problem is, like, with one of my arms, I didn't get the fucking little, I didn't get the little pipe things that attached to his arms. And
oh, really? Yeah. I think that was a figure, yeah.
Yeah, I have one of them, but one of my arms didn't come with it, and, like, by the time it opened, I was like, well, I guess I just don't have them, which they're not important to me, you know. All that matters is that I have my big boy, and he looks super dope.
He is pretty awesome, dude.
He's got good articulation too for like a figure this size. He does make the
clicking noise,
clickety clacking noises, but he stands up pretty good.
Yeah.
For a figure of his size, of his girth.
He's part of the big four.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love this figure because, you know, Apocalypse, like, being a guy who can, like, you know, grow to huge size is like a big thing, like, for his character that's almost never used in the comics. But they love to use it in like video games and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like they used it in the animated series once too. But yeah, so it's cool to have be able to have a giant boy Apocalypse.
He looks
This
amazing.
big boy and stomping around like he just don't care.
That's right.
He knows
Okay.
more of this world than you could possibly dream, which is why he must destroy it.
Well,
that's my top 5 for now.
nice.
So
Very
let's
nice.
see what you got, bud.
All right then.
We're go.
All right, man. Well, this will be my top 5, and I'll start with my honorable mention since I'm holding it. It's the retro card back Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, never heard of him.
Nah, he's not that
So
popular
obscure.
at all. But this Spider-Man was very special because I was like, oh my goodness, we finally got like a decent Spider-Man. And then they brought out the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, and they also brought out the other Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. And I was just not. I bought all 3, but
Of course you did.
of course I did. I won all of them. But this is the one that really stood out to me. It's not my best Spider-Man figure. This is great because it has amazing articulation. I had him in a cool pose and I just messed it up. But he is so poseable. He is insane. And I know a lot of people talk about this one, good and bad. But I really enjoy this figure, but it's not a part of my top 5. I really don't see that as like my deal, my whole jam. But I will mention my second honorable mention, which is my Megatron.
Really? He's
And
an
this
honorable
is-
mention.
Yeah, he's an honorable mention. I started him off at the top, but I realized if I transform him, he might break. And it's still cool to have a gun. I never had this gun version as a kid, and I found it, and this is just the second generation, I guess. I bought this years ago. It came with the bullets. You can actually fire bullets in it from the hole at the top over there in the scope. But his thing is kind of wobbly too, so he got off the list pretty quick. I loved it, but it still had the ability. In fact, the bullet's still in there. But you know, the fact you can hold this as a gun, but it doesn't fire because, well, it's ancient. So he changed into a tripod and a stand. But this was one of my favorite, things I wanted to have as a kid, but I couldn't have it. But hey, that was my honorable mention.
Such heroic nonsense.
I know, man. What do you know? It's bad comedy.
It's
So
just bad comedy.
yeah, my number 5 is my Copper Kid,
Man, the dude looks pristine too.
and I got this at the Huntsville Comic-Con 2 years ago. But I had the original, and I lost the wings, and his arm broke, and a whole bunch of other things happened. But when I was a kid, this was my jam. This is the only Silverhawk I ever owned. The Silverhawk Copper Kid was absolutely fantastic. This one works very well. You can clip his legs together, and he flies.
Oh.
And he also comes with his bird, which I have no clue what this bird's name is. You can leave that in the comments. But you can whistle him. It's still pretty awesome. I paid a lot of money for this, but
I'd imagine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like one of the least scuffed up Silverhawks I've ever seen.
right. And I keep him at the top of my case, but he is amazing. I liked him because he was small like me, and he was just he's just a musical character. He was just such a great character to have. A lot of other people pick the main guy, which I can't remember his name right now, but.
The Quicksilver?
Quicksilver, but I love Copper Kid. I absolutely love Copper Kid. And this is my number 5.
I always like the cowboy hat guy.
Yeah. My number 4 is Blade from Mezco. This is the only Mezco figure I own. I took his glasses off because I'm using them for someone else, but he has different heads and he has different pieces to him. He has tons of hands, tons of weapons. He comes with his sword, of course, I'm dropping. I love the cloth accessory for him. I forgot where I think I got this from the Deep. And he's just, look at that face, man. I had to have the open, angry face. He's out a closed, reserved face. But he is absolutely fantastic. I love this figure. I pair him with the Punisher bike a lot. I was gonna put him on the bike to begin with, but you know, he doesn't technically come with everything. But I really enjoy this figure. He stands well. I put him everywhere. Like, I move him around. He's one of my rotation figures. I know there are other versions of this blade that are around, but he's my favorite so far. And I know he has a vest I need to get. And the custom vest is way too much. I paid way too much for this anyway. But
there are more dangerous things out tonight than vampires.
That's right. But he's freaking awesome. And then I have my number. What is this? 3?
Yes.
Number 3, and I'm gonna fall.
Hey.
This
Treacherous
is my
territory.
T-Rex. I have 2 of them. This is just the one. I like this one a little more because this is the Target exclusive. It has the scarring on it. The other one does not. That's a Walmart exclusive. And he does the thing, or she does the lovely numbers.
This is like a Jurassic Park.
This is a Jurassic Park T-Rex. This is one of my favorites. This is the Dino Damage.
Yeah, you can see she's got a little claw mark.
Yeah, she's got the claw marks on her. She's just fantastic. I mean, I love both of them. This is Betsy, and that's Ross over there. But you know, but I had to pick this. I had to pick one of the 2. Of course, I'm gonna do the 2 that makes noise. It's just it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely adore it. And then thank you. Oh, cool. Thanks a lot, man. And
I'm helpful.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Then I want to go to my favorite, number 2, but this is my favorite Spider-Man figure, the Superior Spider-Man, because he is superior. A lot of people say that the retro has good articulation, but I beg to differ. This one can get into the craziest poses you've ever seen. I keep it on the stand because it's absolutely fantastic. The only downsides to this figure are the hands are too big and the feet are too big, and it doesn't have toe articulation. But other than that, you can get this Spider-Man into any pose. Pretty much anything that you want to do.
Yoga Spider-Man.
He is Spider-Man. He is superior. He can do any pose that you put him in. He can even do the wall crawling pose, which the other figures can't do.
Can he moonwalk, though?
Probably, if you give him enough time. But you can actually get him into that crouching pose. Now, I'm not doing it the best. But the others kind of can do that. Not as much. And I'm not giving this any justice. But just to see that the crouch on one as the other. Now, he's a little lankier. He's not as buff as the retro carded version. But I love them both. But if I had to choose between a body mold that they should have gone with, I'd choose this one. A lot more than this one. It's just a lot more articulation that I get out of it, and a lot more enjoyment that I get from this figure. And number 1 is this bad boy back here.
Oh, well, wow. What is this?
This
What?
is my Sentinel.
What the hell is it?
Now, my Sentinel is the Marvel Legends Sentinel, and I thought I was going to be mad about this, but it lights up. It does cool stuff. I have it with my X-Men setup over here, but he has got to be by far one of my favorite figures that I've had, and just an enjoyable figure altogether. Now, of course, I forgot, because I'm slow. This is my favorite figure of all time. That should be 2. This is 1. I take it all back, and as I come back around, because this. As Betsy's over here, is my favorite. I take it back. This is my favorite. This is my Optimus Prime MP. This is the MP44 kind of bootleg. I found him online. I'll probably put a link in the description below. And he looks like Optimus Prime, like the actual Optimus Prime. Of course, I'm going to drop his stuff on the ground. So I'll just come back down and show him off to you. This Optimus Prime had 2 different heads. I prefer this one because this one's more comic accurate. This is the most comic accurate Optimus Prime I've ever had, and I'm really a fan of it. He actually beats the Sentinel on a lot of different points, just because this is the most comic accurate a figure that I could ever have. But those are my 5, and from here, you know, I'll give it back to you. Alright, so that's our top 5 figures. You know, this is our first video, so we're kind of jank. But it's going to be alright going forward. We're going to try to do this every week and give you guys some more stuff. So if you have any ideas for any new shows or anything at all, please let us know in the comments. Tell us what we need to improve, because, gosh, we're doing a whole bunch. You got any final thoughts or anything, Brooks?
I don't, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
No thoughts?
No thoughts.
Surprising.
Man. My head's empty, dude.
It's okay.
Like it's all this figure talk. It's got my brain emptied out, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's how it works, man. Sometimes you know you talk about
sometimes you talk too much about figures and like you just forget about everything else. And you don't have any final thoughts.
It's okay. That's a final thought for everything, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I guess
then.
that is a final thought in and of itself, that I don't have a final thought.
Well,
I did manage to somehow string along some kind of weird rambling as a final thought, so mission accomplished.
Well then, that's it for us. Once again, my name is Jelani.
And Brooks.
All right, and together we are Go Figure. And we're going to try to do this, like I said, every week. So thanks, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.